with your earphones on, with your... You look like you're going on a space mission.
You can hear us all better.
Hello.
Here we have Robbie from Australia, I think. And Rhoda, there's Rhoda. Oi, how I missed the shiurim. I started giving shiurim again today, outside in the garden.
Well, I can't come. I wish I could.
I know. But not official shiurim. I just go and, they take them out to the garden to sit, and I just go and give a few words.
Good Shabbos.
Okay.
Kohen Gadol, is it right?
I learned everything from you. I learned that what's happening on earth is happening in Shamayim. So this has made a big impression on me. I have to behave very well.
What do you mean? Just explain what you mean.
Because what's happening up there, I don't want to go up there not good, so I have to behave very well done.
Yeah. You can give the brother.
What?
You can give the shiur today. And there's Estelle, two. We've got two Estelles.
No, it's Robbie. It's Robbie, my uncle.
Australia. Except the one in Australia is actually Robbie.
No, he's not in Australia. He's not in Australia. He's in Johannesburg. But his microphone is still not working. Okay, I'm going to have to fix up.
Hello, Estelle Zawadzki.
Hello, Rabbi Fox.
Thank you again for the wonderful newsletter as usual. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing newsletter.
Thank you.
You know what, Estelle? Estelle?
I can hear you, Rabbi.
I think maybe next week I can send you a bit of a tribute to Mark Bohm.
I've got one for Mark Bohm, and if you can send it to me, then I'll do that one as well.
Okay, thank you. He was a legend.
Yes. Yeah.
Was indeed.
So, Arnold, you here?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, so just to start off by saying welcome to everyone. Sorry I missed last week, but lovely to see you all.
But you're a real rabbi, because when a congregation manages without the rabbi, that means that you're a real rabbi.
That's one way of looking at it. What was that once when I was away? Oh yeah, when I wasn't there for Rosh Hashanah, and I came back, they said, Rabbi, we love you, but we managed perfectly well without you. Okay, so just to say this week that we are devastated by the passing of Mark Bohm, who was such a part of the Chevra Kadisha, Sandringham Gardens, and especially Selwyn Siegel for the last 25 years. He was the father to all the residents at the Selwyn Siegel, literally their father. They looked up to him like a father. And he gave them, each of them, he gave them his individual attention and love. He understood every single resident at Selwyn Siegel. He knew exactly what they liked, what they didn't like, what songs, what music they liked, what food they liked. And he would make sure that he gave each person, each of them, special individual attention. And I used to see the residents crowding around him all the time. Mark. And he would know exactly what to say and how to deal with each of them. That each of them felt special. So he was a really special person, Mark. And as Lionel Stein said that he gave them so much love, and the love that he got back from the residents is his ticket to Gan Eden. That's the way Lionel Stein put it. That if you can be loved so much by all of those special neshomas, you've done something really, really special in this world. And that was our precious Mark. So we'll miss him very, very much. He was just a bundle of love and joy always smiling, just bursting with love for everyone. We'll really, really miss him so much. Now I'd like to ask the doctor to kick us off with a joke, if Arnold's okay with it, if the chairman is okay with that.
Right. You remember? Can you all hear me?
Wait. Can everyone mute? Can everyone mute?
I just
Arnold, can we
sorry.
mute everyone?
Let me just
Okay.
sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Just one moment, doctor. Let me see if I can get this. I've been at this game for so long and I'm still trying to learn it. Yeah. One moment, participants. I don't know why it's not exit full screen. Oh, there we are. Okay. So now I'm going to mute everybody except Ruth, and then you'll unmute yourselves. One moment. Okay, there we are. All right, doctor, if you can hear me, just unmute yourself. There we are. You did.
Right. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Right. You will remember from last week we had our two 97-year-old and the 98-year-old, Beryl and Schmerl. Beryl being 97 from Golden Acres and Schmerl from Sandringham Gardens being 98. Anyway, Beryl was saying to Schmerl, you know, my love life is just like it's flat, just like a Coca-Cola that has been standing for 4 or 5 hours. Schmerl says, well, that's nothing. He's now 98 years old. He says, my life is also like Coca-Cola, my love life. Your love life's like Coca-Cola? Yes. First it was classic, then it became light, and now it's zero.
Okay, everybody can unmute themselves now.
That was very good. It was you're on the border, doctor.
You're close.
I hope the chairman doesn't kick you out. Okay. So we know that today we started blowing the shofar, first of Elul. I hope everybody managed to hear it via Zoom. I sent
Beautiful.
it.
Beautiful.
Let me do one quickly. Yeah.
No.
Oh, wow.
Rabbi.
I don't
Okay.
have a request to do it.
I can play the recording if you want to. No, do the real one rather.
No.
Do the real one.
Oh, beautiful.
Rabbi, I did hear that, of course, on Yontev itself, we cannot listen to the shofar via Zoom, naturally. But during the weeks of the month of Elul, the listening of the shofar like we did now is 100% valid.
Oh, fantastic. Good. Okay, great. Okay, good. So building up to Rosh Hashanah, today is really the first day in our build up to Rosh Hashanah. So in tomorrow's Pasha, we read about the king, that there's a mitzvah to appoint a king. When we come into Eretz Israel, in fact, there are 3 mitzvot, 3 commandments that the nation has to do on arriving in the land. What are these 3 mitzvahs? The one is to establish a king. The second one is to destroy the remnants of Amalek. And the third mitzvah is, of course, to build the temple. So the very first mitzvah that the nation has to implement is to establish a king, to appoint a king. Now, when the time actually came to appoint the king, in the time of Shmuel, the people came and they asked for a king. And Shmuel, he berated the people and he refused. He said, I will not appoint a king. It's a terrible thing to have a king. Don't blame me if you make a king. It's not good to have a king. So the question is, Hashem instructs the Jewish people in this week's Pasha to appoint a king. Yet the prophet Samuel, the great prophet Samuel, he rejects the idea. When the people come and request a king, he says, no, you should not have a king. It's a terrible thing. So why is that? If Hashem approves of a king, why did Shmuel disapprove? So the answer is, the Ramban tells us, is that when they came to request a king, they said, we would like a king just like all of the nations around us, just like Syria, Jordan, Egypt, Babylonia, Mesopotamia. They all have kings. Why should we not have a king? We also want a king to fight for us, to gain wealth for us, to implement a government, to make our country strong. We want a king just like the nations around us. So Shmuel understood, yes, it's very important to have a king, but your motives are completely wrong. Because the purpose of a king is to guide the nation in the service of Hashem. That is why the king had to carry around a Sefer Torah all of the time. He had one Sefer Torah locked up at home, and he had another Sefer Torah that he had to carry around with him all the time. The reason was so that he could guide the people in the service of Hashem. That was really the main purpose of the king. Yes, it was military as well, and it was the strength of the country, but the main thing was to guide the people in the service of Hashem. And when they came to ask Shmuel for a king, what did they say? We want a king just like the nations around us. Had they come and they said, we want a king to guide us in the service of Hashem, to be able to show us the right path, Shmuel would have said, fantastic. That is the point of a king. That is the purpose of a king. So we see over here how important it is to have our motives, our intentions in the right direction. When we want to do things for the sake of Hashem, then the action itself becomes correct. It becomes wonderful. That becomes pure and it's holy. But when our motives are for other reasons, just to be like everyone else, just for power, just for strength, just for ourselves, then it becomes counterproductive. And that is what Shmuel berated them about. But Hashem wants us to have a king, even Melech HaMashiach. The Mashiach will be a king, Melech HaMashiach. But he'll lead us in the service of Hashem. So as we go through Elul, building up to Rosh Hashanah, and we all have our different things that we want to improve on and to be better, but we must always remember the motivation, that all of it is that we can be better in our service of Hashem. When we think of our purpose in the world, just think, what do I want? Does that which I want help me in my service of Hashem? Does it make me better as an Eved Hashem, to serve Hashem? Why do I want wealth? So that I can go to Mauritius in December? Or so that I can get a beautiful pair of tefillin and a beautiful shofar and build a lovely sukkah and wear beautiful clothes on Shabbos and have meals for, Yom Tov meals for the sake of Hashem, give tzedakah. It's all about being a better servant and better in our service and in the right direction. Then anything that we want will be fantastic. So as we enter this period of time, so important to get our motivations and our intentions in the right direction. So have a wonderful afternoon and a fantastic Shabbos.
Thank you.
I hand over to Arnold for some Simcha Dika singing.
Yes, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Kodesh Tov, Kodesh Tov.
Whoa.
My family say I find every excuse to have a whiskey. I say, Friday afternoon. I say, who has a whiskey on a Friday afternoon?
I still have the stock that belongs to Sandringham Gardens in my garage. It hasn't been touched. It's waiting.
Glad it's not in mine. It wouldn't be there.
And Bezrat Hashem, we will be using it soon. So,
Oh, mate.
So let's sing. And of course, we are all eager to welcome the Shabbos. So let's sing. Bohi v'shalom aderev bala gam b'simcha u'tzala toch emonei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Shabbat nekabla, bohim b'shalom aderech bala, gam b'simcha uv'tzahala, och emunei am segula, Boi chala, boi chala. Welcome Shabbos.
Oh,
All right.
that's beautiful.
I'm not sure who. I see many of you are muted, but everybody can unmute themselves. So, Cohen Gadol, my good friend and Machutin. My good friend and Machutin, Jeff, you've just muted yourself again. Jeff, you're muted. You're muted. So give us your part now. No, you're still muted.
You?
Oh, now you are.
I'm
Now
muted.
you're alive. Now you're alive.
I'm alive. Thank God. First of all, good Shabbos, everybody. Every Shabbos. I hope you have a peaceful one. And Rabbi Jonathan Fox, I must say, that blowing of the shofar really touches us so much. It absolutely connects with our souls. We all feel together. You've unified us. It's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. And it's for an awakening. It's meant to do that. It's an awakening for the whole period building up to Rosh Hashanah. There's only a few times that the shofar is going to be blown in terms of history, and one of them is when Mashiach is about to come. So this is the most amazing thing. And here we are, we have the Rabbah blowing it, and may Mitzvah Hashem, may that sound that you've blown bring in the Mashiach for all of us. Anyway, I know you sung my song, which I was going to sing today, which blew me out of the water. But,
that shows that we don't prepare. We don't prepare.
My Alkabetz, Shlomo Alkabetz wrote the song. And it's all the sages in that time when Shabbos was coming in. Shabbos was the bride, and we go out to meet the bride. It's so beautiful. It's the most beautiful verses that's written. It's very close, and that's how we all feel together with each other. We're all close. We all love each other. It's so very, very special. So having said that, I'd like to perhaps we'll sing Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharet, Malachei Elyon, Bo Bo Bo, Mi Melech, Malachei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Ami Melech, Malachei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Ami Melech, Malachei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whoa, Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Malachim HaKadosh.
Someone who can smile and sing at the same time. How do you do that? I didn't know it was possible.
Okay.
I just have to tell the doctor that the doctor must just be careful because the gentleman behind you on your wall is watching our Zoom every week.
Very, very austere rabbi. Not to the left, not to the right.
But anyway, good Shabbos to everyone.
Good.
Very nice.
Okay, that was in Europe, in
Everybody.
Vienna, there is an academy of Yiddish songs, and those people put that video together. Stephen, I see that you're wearing you're wearing a mask, but the virus doesn't transmit over Zoom, huh? You, to the best of my knowledge.
Muted.
Am I muted? No. Right, Rabbi. Sorry to have interjected there. I just wanted to play that Shabbos song.
Lovely. Thank you. Wonderful to see you as usual, everyone. Just keep well and strong and safe. And please God, we'll see you next week. As you know, all the shuls, many of the shuls have opened in a very limited way from today. So we're not the only minyan in town anymore. Thank goodness. I'm so happy. Such a relief. And I'm so happy for all the shuls.